Hello, hello, we're doing some complicated Sudoku today. I haven't even looked at the rules for this puzzle, I just saw that it was highly rated on Logic Masters Germany, and I thought, let's give it a shot. This is a 2-star puzzle because my monkey brain cannot handle anything more difficult than that. So let's take a look. This is The Fourth Killer by Marty Sears. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means you're going to take the numbers 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. 4 yellow killer cages are hiding in the fog. Enter correct digits to clear the nearby fog. No guessing is necessary or allowed. So if you've never seen a fog of war puzzle before, essentially what this means is there's a bunch of clues on this grid right now that we can't see. It's hidden by the gray. And they've revealed some of these spaces with white and 1 yellow. If we were to put the correct number into this grid, it would reveal more white spaces around that number. So theoretically, you could just cheat this puzzle and just put 1 through 9 into the fog until it reveals the right thing. Obviously, we're not going to do that. Digits in a killer cage sum to the small number in the top left corner of that cage. Now, you can't really see it through the fog here, but you can see the dotted line on this yellow box. This is the start of a killer cage, and I'm not sure how big it is, but essentially, let's say the cage looks something like this underneath the fog. Well, that means that all of these cells are going to add up to a number. And because of the fog, we can't even see that number right now. What we do know is that this number is in the top left corner of the cage, which is kind of interesting because it seems like this should be the top left corner of the cage. But that means it must go up somehow. Maybe up like this. Digits can repeat within a cage. In fact, a digit in a cage indicates exactly how many times that digit appears in that cage. E.g., a 5 in a cage means that there are 5 5s in that cage. Oh, that's very interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. Okay. So normally in cages, digits cannot repeat. Now digits can repeat, and if you see that digit, it's going to appear that many times. That's unique in a situation where you still have normal Sudoku rules applying. That's pretty funky. Gray lines are bulbless thermometers. Digits along a gray line must be arranged in ascending order from one end to the other. Bulbless thermometers. Okay. We can't see any thermometers, but I can draw one, I suppose. So if a thermometer looks like this, and you can see it says bulbless thermometer, that means there wouldn't be a circle here. It would actually just be a line. And what it's saying is, you know, if this were 1, then this would have to be higher than 1. I guess by necessity that's the case. Let's say this is 4. This would be have to be higher than 4. So we could say 6. Now this has to be higher than 6. That would be 8, and then this has to be 9. But we don't yet see that line anywhere. White dots connect 2 consecutive digits. Not all possible white dots are known. So again, we're going to see a dot on an in-between line, something like this. We can't see the dot right now. Those 2 numbers would have to be consecutive. Okay, those are the rules. Give it a shot yourself if you'd like to try. Link is in the description. Now I'm going to take a look, and to be honest, I don't even know where I'm supposed to start here. I think it's something like this, right? Because normally with a cage, you have a clue to tell you what does the cage actually add up to. And usually that's in the top left of the cage. Now, we know the cage doesn't sneak up here. And we know the cage, you know, there's the dotted line is here. It goes like this. And so the only thing that I can think is that it still has to go up in order to get the clue in the top left. So the cage has to at least do this. And then it, you know, could go over. And what's interesting about this is, like, if a digit shows up here, it has to repeat unless it's a 1. So this could be a 1, and then great, 1 is showing up 1 time in this grid. But if this is a 2, that means we're going to have to see 2 again. Now 2 could not go here. And I mean, the same would be for 3 or any number higher than 1. That number could not then repeat here. And in fact, because of these revealed white cells, I mean, the cage could go as far down as over here, but I'm pretty sure that's impossible, right? Because even if this is 2, like, let's just draw the cage, right? If this is the cage, which is like the shortest cage you could make in order to get the cage down in this bottom right corner, you can put the 2 here. Now the 2 has to go in one of those 2 spots. But then, like, you can't really put any other number in this cage. You can't put 1 in here 4 times. You can't put 4 in here, because then 4 would have to go in this spot, this spot, this spot, and this spot. And then 2 would be in these 2 spots. So this cage is looking mighty funky. And I have to hazard a guess here that this is also not allowed. No, this is impossible. You can't have 3 1s. You couldn't have a 3 in here. The cage has to turn. And I think it can't even turn. I don't think this is allowed either. Is this scenario possible? No, it's not. Because again, you would have 2 and 2. And then this would have to be 1, 1, or 2, 2. And then that's all you can do, and that's not possible. Let's undo this. And then again, is this possible? No, this is the same scenario. So that means the cage must turn up here, like this. And we know that it's not turning left here either. Now the question becomes, are we allowed to have this cell in the cage? So is there a scenario that this is allowed? Again, I'm hazarding a guess that the answer is no. And I think that's for the same reasons that we've already outlined. 2, 2, and then these both have to be 1 or both have to be 2. That's not allowed. Okay, so I'm going to claim that this is the only valid cage. No, yeah, this is the only valid cage. Because actually, this isn't even allowed as a cage. Because this would have to be 2 1s or 2 2s. So this is the only valid cage, and I think it has to be these numbers. Because we've played out every other possible scenario here. And I'm assuming that what these dotted lines on this yellow killer cage are telling us is you can't go up here, you can't go down here, you can't go left. Right? Like, it's jutting out this way. It's not going to then loop around on itself. And we obviously know that it doesn't go down here. So I'm claiming that this is the necessity of the cage. Now, before I actually put those in, I just want to make sure I'm not missing another rule that I'm supposed to be considering here to start this puzzle. No, I don't think so. I think that this is... I'm going to claim this is necessary. So I'm going to try putting these numbers in. Okay, we were right. And yeah, so we can confirm that this does add to 5. So that's 2, 2, and 1. Perfect. Wonderful. So we have a lot more to work with now underneath the fog. So we can see one thermometer here. This is either a 2-sized thermometer or a 3-sized thermometer, but all we really can see is this. Actually, I'll make this like blue so it's easier to see. I don't think there's anything we can do with this right now. The other question is 29. How do you actually get to 29? This is a great question. I gotta go look at the possibilities for this. I'll be right back. I say I'll be right back as if I'm not editing the heck out of this video, but I'll be right back. Okay, so it turns out you can get to 29 pretty easily with 4, 5... Oh, I just went to see, like, oh, what kind of math can you do to get to 29? What this totally ignores is the repeated digit rule, which is that, you know, if we can't put 9 into this cell, because that means 9 has to show up 9 times in the cage, which is ridiculous. Oh, this is very interesting. So actually, like, I think, can you even put 5? No, well, you could put 5, because 5 times 5 is 25, and then you would need, like, 2 2s to show up. But the problem is, if you're gonna do, like, this is crazy. If you're gonna do a 5 in this cage, right? Like, here's the cage that we know so far. You're also going to have this cage go into 5 different boxes, which is impossible. Like, the cage would have to do something like this, which is just kind of ridiculous, right? And you have to do this because let's say the 5 is here. I mean, even this scenario, it doesn't work, but you know, you put the 5 here, and then you can put a 5 here, and gosh, that doesn't even do it, right? Because the whole thing is seeing itself. So I'm going to say not even 5 can go in this. Oh gosh, but can it? Oh, this is getting, like, you could put 4 in, and then you get to 4, 8, 12, 16. You still have to get to 29. This is going to be a big cage. Oh, this is funky. This is a funky one. 29 has really thrown me for a loop here. Okay, hold on. I think I did a pretty poor drawing last time. I think the cage can go something like this. And actually, it can even jump up like that. And then let's do this. Well, we know it's not this, but let's say it's something like this, right? You could put 5 here, 5 here. Oh, actually, we're gonna want this to jump down like this. There we go. So now we can put 5 in 4 different boxes. We can't do another 5, but we would have to. That's the big problem with this, right? Is I guess we could do something like this. No, we can't even do that. This is so funky. Something like this, right? No, we can't even do that. Oh my goodness. Like, all of this theory is actually so hard to do. There, it has to be something like this. Like, it's so scuffed, but there it is, right? Now we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. But, like, how do you even fill up these other squares? 3s and, like, you can do a 4 and a 3, which would be 5 times 5 plus 4 times 4 plus 3 times 3, right? Which is not 29. So I think just by virtue of how difficult it was for me to draw the theory of that cage, I think 5 cannot be in this cage. That's just my guess here. So what is 4 times 4 plus 3 times 3 plus 2 times 2 plus 1 is the question. So that's 16 plus 9, which is 25. plus 4, which is 29. That's without a 1 being involved. Can you get to 28 just with those numbers? Gosh, I'm still very scared that you actually can put a 5 in here. But the thing I'm trying to remember or keep in mind is that it has to hit 5 different boxes. We got this box and this box for sure. But then you have to put it into 3 more boxes? That just seems so unlikely to me. So we're going to have 16 from putting 4 into the box. We're going to have 9 from putting 3 into the box. Or sorry, I said 16, I meant 18. No, I did mean 16. Pardon my math here. So 16 plus 9, that's 25. We need to get 4 more numbers. Obviously, that's putting 2 in. So the theory is that we have to put in 4, 3, and 2. And I think that's all you can do. Unless you're going to say, you know, I'm going to do 5 and I'm going to do 2. But I think we've just proven that that's impossible. So I don't think I've definitively proven it, but I'm going to go on instinct on this one and say it's impossible to do 5 in this cage. And if I'm wrong, that's fine. I'll kick myself. But I'm going to say we need to put 4, 3, and 2 into the 29 cage. And what's interesting is that this cage is most certainly coming down into this. And we're going to have to put, in order to make this work, we're going to have to put this cage into 4 different boxes. Now, it cannot come all the way down here, because we can only work with 3 digits. This is going to require 6 different digits. So it's going to have to stop here. Actually, yeah, and it can't even come down this way. It's the same problem. So it's going to have to stop here. And if it's stopping here, I don't think there's a scenario in which this box can come up this way. Is there? That really scares me. Yeah, I guess it could do this, right? But what we know is that this cage needs to do 4 plus 3 plus 2, which is 9 different boxes. 9 different cells. So we have these 3. Yeah, see? It could be these 3. Hold on, it's 4 plus 3, which is 7 plus 2, which is 9. Yeah, so it's these 3, and then it could be these 3 and these 3. Oh, no, this is not possible. Hold on. And this is not possible because this would be the box. And we only have 3 different digits. We need to keep that in mind. Oh, so how do we do this? Here's the 3 digits, right? Here's 4, 3, and 2. And I think we can just type that in. And okay, yes, we know these can't be 2. That means this would have to be 2. But I'm not going to type that in yet because I'm not confident. This would have to be 2. Now, how do we get to another? Oh, we just have to get to 2 more boxes. That's what I'm missing here. So we can turn. Like, we could do this. And then here's the 3 again. And then we could turn up. So now we're in 4 different boxes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The problem is this is not nearly enough cells, because we need 9 cells total. So how do we do it? Oh, can we turn down like that? Go down, and then we're currently in 2 boxes. Yeah, we could do something like this, perhaps? Yeah, I think that does it. Because now you have 4 in this box, 4 in this box. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, hold on. We're going to have to turn here as well. Like this. There. So now 4 can be in one of these 2 spots, or in any one of these spots. Well, actually, 4 would have to go up here. 4 would have to go here. 4 would have to go here. And then 4 would have to go here. That's all possible. And we know that we have 4, 3, and 2 that needs to show up 4, 3, and 2 times in this cage. And that's also possible because we have 9 different cells to work with. Now, the question is this the only possible scenario? I'm imagining not, and I think we don't have to draw the entire cage here. I think what we just need to know is that 4 has to be in one of these 2 spots, which therefore means the 2 would have to go here. So I'm going to make my claim here, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. Okay, thank goodness. So yeah, we were right. We didn't actually have to draw this cage ourselves, totally. We just had to know that the 2 goes here. Now, we know that these are also 3, 4, right? We've determined, I think pretty specifically, that in this cage, we're only going to see 3 and 4 and 2. Now, because this is consecutive, that means this can either be 2, 3, 4, or 5. But we know it's not 3 or 4. We know it's not 2 because of this. That means this has to be 5, which means this has to be 4. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We've just revealed a lot of the puzzle at once. Yeah, look at how funky this cage is. So, once again, we know 2, 3, and 4 are the only possible options in this cage. So what can go here? The only option is 3. This is 2 and 4, and this is 2 or 4. Actually, we know this is 4, because 4 has to appear 4 times. So that's 2, 4, 4, 3, and 4. Look at that. Look at the progress we're making. This is so cool, by the way. I freaking love this rule set. Okay, look, we've got another really funky one here. So we know that this is not going anywhere else, so it looks at least like this. And we know that it goes down as well. We know that it goes down this way. That means we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different digits, which is kind of nutty, isn't it? That's pretty nutty. 5 different digits? Goodness me. I mean, I have to imagine that this is turning. You know, it's possible that this is even part of the same cage here. Because if we're seeing 5 different digits, 5 different digits means 5 has to be the minimum, or like 5 has to show up. And actually, this can't even be 5 because this is 5. That means there's at least 6 different digits in this column that's in the cage. Well, no, I guess technically there can be 5 different digits. It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, or 5. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, well, that's interesting. But I think the point being, this is minimum 6. This cannot be 1 or 2 for sure. Because we know that 6 has to show up. like 5 or 6 has to be in this cage. And if it's going to jut out into a box like this, the reason to do this is because the 6 is going to have to show up in a box, right? So the 6 can be here in this box, here in this box, here in this box, here in this box. Actually, it can't even be there in that box. Maybe here in this box if it's looping up. I think this is going to be a giant cage. The question is, how many boxes can it be in? We know we know it's not in here because these ones are revealed. That means it's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a maximum of 6 different boxes. Or so, oh no, it still can be in this box. In fact, it probably has to be. Okay, am I getting off track here? I think I might be. Well, no, actually, I think that this is an important decision to make because, like, we have to hypothesize what this is. We know that it's not 2 or 3 or 4. It could be 1. I'm guessing it's not 1, but it could be 1. But if it's not 1, it's 2, 3, 4, or it could be 5, right? And if this is 5, that means that this cage has to hit, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different boxes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just one giant thing. Okay, so how do we actually figure this out? We know that this is not, well, we know everything in here is not 2, 3, or 4, which is wild. Isn't that wild? It's a little wild because that means it's 1, 5, 6, 7 these things, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That means it's taking all of these boxes. These are definitely the same cage. So I think this has to be 7. Because again, what are the minimums here? 1, can't be 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those are our minimums. 1, 5, 6, and 7. That means these have to be 8 and 9. And if we have 7, that means it's taking all the possible again, I'm repeating myself here, but I just want to make sure I get this right. It's taken this box in this square, and actually, let's just highlight these. Like, let's say it's something like this, say, something like that. There we go. This is all the possibilities. These are all the possible boxes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. Now, if we're hitting 7 different boxes, that means you need to have 7 in the grid. And that means 7 has to go here. Because 7 in this cage could not go in any other box. It couldn't go in this box, and it couldn't go in this box. And the cage is obviously not in this box. We would see it. That leaves us with, oh, wait a second. Oh, sorry, yeah. It's in this box, yeah. So it can't be in those 2 boxes. That leaves us with only 7 boxes left to put the 7 in. And we know that this is the only cage, or the only cell in the cage that 7 goes into. This must be 7. Wow. Wild. Absolutely wild. And then again, I think this has to be 7. Because where else is it going to go in this cage? It's not. Holy moly. What a cool deduction that is. That is so cool. Isn't that wild? That's just absolutely brilliant, that is. Now again, I think this has to be 7, right? Yeah, because this cannot be 7. Like, even if the cage is here, and we know the cage is here, these can't be 7. These can't be 7. And then I'm going to argue that these cannot be 7, again, because we've established that the cage is not going into these 2, which means 7 has to appear in a cage in every box. Well, it's not there, so it has to be here. There we go. Now, we don't know if the cage goes here. I was going to say this has to be 7. Oh, no, it can't be. Sorry, I was going to say this has to be 7. Oh, actually, I think this does have to be 7. Because even if we put the cage in every single possible... Well, we know it's not there. Yeah. Yeah, no, this has to be 7. And then in this box, it's already done. Does this have to be 7? No, because it looks like it goes down. So this could also be 7. Okay, we're getting somewhere. This equals 131. Are we able to do some math here? I'm going to do some math. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, I've done some math. I can confirm that putting in 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1 all times themselves will add up to 131. So So I found the numbers that will put these together. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no 3. So we know that 6 also has to appear in every single one of the remaining boxes because it's just not in this one. I don't think that tells us much at this point. This spot seems pretty constrained. This will be either 5 or 6. Oh, it could be 1 as well. No, it can't be 1. Yeah, this is either 5 or 6, which, you know, makes sense. Oh, and actually, we know that the 1 is in one of these spots, so 1 is not in any other grid here, or any other box. These two will also end up being pretty constrained, won't they? 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all taken. Yeah, these also have to be 5 or 6. Which leaves us here with... Oh, this is interesting, isn't it? I'm going to put in this top left corner just to remind us what numbers are going to be in this cage. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can ignore the red warnings there. So these are the numbers that have to appear in this big cage. So in these two spots, it's not 1, because we've already used our 1, 1 that we're allowed to use. It's not 5, 6, or 7. So these are 2 and 4. And we know that this cannot be 2. Oh yeah, and we know that this has to be the 1, because of these. Okay, so this is 1. These become 5, 6. This is 4 and 2. Oh, we're making good progress here. Okay. I'm just going to look at these remaining cells here. I think it's 3, 3, 8, 9. Is that right? Yeah, 3, 8, 9. And we know that this can't be 3. Ah, so this must be 3. Okay, so we've used one of our 2 2s, only one of our 4 4s as well, which is kind of interesting because... Oh, have I broken this? Oh, does the cage come down here? It might. Oh yeah, no, we know it has to. We know it has to come down here. Okay. So the 4s are showing up in this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay. Okay, these are also very interesting. I don't know if they're directly applicable right now, but this number sees, or this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7, which means the remaining is 6, 8, and 9. Oops, I did not mean to do that. And that means this also has to be 6, 8, or 9, because we don't know which way the thermometer is going. And then is it the same for this? I think it must be, right? Same rules. Yeah. So we have 6, 8, 9 triple here. Is this the cell that's kind of tense? We've used up... Well, okay, it sees 2 and 4. But it could be 5, 6, or 7, right? Yeah, it could be any one of those. And actually, 7 is in one of these spots. We don't know which one. And we know that the cage has to come out at least this far, because the 7 is seeing this. So 7 is in one of these 4, wherever the cage ends up going. This is 1, 8, 9. Doesn't really help us. Oh, yeah, these two cells are constrained, aren't they? 1 and 2. That's it, right? Yeah, those are the missing cells. That means this has to be 1. Again, I don't know that this actually helps us with anything. Oh, yeah, it does. This must be 1. Well, okay, I don't know that that actually did help us with anything. We're certainly filling up a lot of the grid, but, you know, this is 1, 8, 9. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't really matter. 1 has to be somewhere here. Doesn't really help us. Actually, we know it's not going to be that one, so it's one of these two. I guess we can do that. That's fine. 1 has to be one of these two. I'm just going to color this blue so we don't forget what that is. Actually, I'll make it yellow just to line it up with the other cages. There we go. Does that have to be 6? I think this has to be 6 because there are 6 remaining boxes to put this big cage into, which means 7 has to go into all 7 possibilities. 6 has to go into all possibilities that are not this one. So yeah, this has to be 6. Okay, that was the big thing I was missing there. There we go. So we've got some movement there. Now this starts to get a lot more constrained, right? This is 2 or 4. Yep. This is 2 or 4. But we've already... Oh no, we haven't. We've used our 1, 1, and we've used one of our 2 2s. Gosh, this really makes your head spin, doesn't it? 5 goes into every... Oh, yeah. So 5 is now in every single one remaining as well, because it's not in this box, and it's not in this box. So the remaining 5 it must go into. Doesn't really tell us that much. This cannot be 2 or this can't be 4, but it could be 5 or 6. That's not really helping us. We just know it can't be 7. It can be 2. Oh, it can't be 2? Oh, it can't be 2. No, this is either 5 or 6. And then this is also 5 or 6? Yes. And if these are required to be 5 and 6, that means this is not 5 and 6. Let's just double check this. This cannot be 1, 2, 4, or 7. Yeah, this can be 7. That's what my problem... Yeah. That's what I was missing. What about this? Is this also just 5, 6, 7? I think so. And it is starting to get a little funky in the sense of, like, where's 7 going up here? It can't go here. Yeah, I'm not getting anything from this, but it is getting a little tight up there, I must say. Is there any regular Sudoku we're missing out on here? Nothing immediately obvious, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick this up another day. What a great puzzle, though. I'm excited to continue it. See ya. Okay, I took off the sweater because it's getting hot. The puzzle's getting hot. Okay, I've made a discovery. I think? Never mind. I have not made a discovery. I have made a discovery. We need to put four times in our big cage here. Well, we've done it once here. And we know it's not going in this box. We know it's not in this box. We know it's not in this box. These boxes don't have that big cage. Therefore, 4 must go in these 4 boxes. Here's the problem. 4 can't go here, 4 can't go here. So where does 4 go in column 1? I think it can only go here because we can't put it up here, otherwise it's not in the box. So this has to be 4. That obviously has not done a tremendous amount for us. It hasn't revealed anything. Now, have we learned that we can only have these be the box? Or be in the cage, I should say. I.e., can this be in the cage? And I think the answer is no, because, again, in the top left there, we have our possible numbers. We can't have 1. We've already used our 1, 1. Oh, we haven't used our 2, 2s. We've used one of our 2s here. So actually, it could go down to here. Oh, no, but 2 can't go here. Okay, so hang on a second here. It can't be 1, 2, or 4. That leaves us with 5, 6, and 7. That means that the cage ends here. And that means that this is also a 5, 6, 7. That means this cannot be 7. So we have these numbers. And that is mighty interesting because, okay, this is getting a little funky now. We have a 5, 6, 7 triple here. And we know that this comes down. So the question becomes, oh yeah, and we know that this goes over. Yeah, okay. So yeah, then the question is, what is this, right? I think it has to be 2. Our 1, 1 is used. Our 2 is available. 4 is not available. And 5, 6, 7 are not available. This has to be 2. What a cool discovery that is. Isn't that so cool? That is awesome. What beautiful, beautiful logic that is. I don't know how the people who do this are this smart. Okay, there's an interesting thermo here. And we don't know what direction it goes. Meaning, this could be 5. And then this would be 6 and 7, for example. Or this could be 7, and then this could be 6 and 5. Now, can this be 6? I'm pretty sure it can be, yeah. I don't think that this thermo is telling us anything right now. Actually, there is something interesting here. Where does 8 and 9 go in this column? It can't go here. It can't go in the cage, 8 or 9. That's long been established. And then it's obviously not any of these. So these are 8, 9, which means this, once again, has to be 5, 6, 7, just by Sudoku. And then this is coming over. Does this also have to be 5, 6, 7? It's kind of hard to tell. It can't be 7. No, this has to be 4, doesn't it? Because again, 4 has to go in this box somewhere. And it's not here. I guess it could come down, couldn't it? Okay, this is a good question. Can it come down like this, right? Could it do something like this? We have 2, 5, 6, 7 in here, and then 4 down here. Does it have to come down here by necessity? That's another question. Okay, again, we need to measure how many times 5 can go into this box, or into this cage. We know that 5's in there. We know that 5's in here. We know it's not in here, not up there. Yeah, so 5 for sure is in this box. 6 for sure is in this box. 7 is for sure in this box. 4 is for sure in this box. Yeah, so both of these actually are in the cage. They must be. So I'm going to draw this just so I don't forget. It goes something like that. And that means 4 is in one of these spots. And 7 is in one of these spots. That's okay, we kind of already knew that. But yeah, these are 4, 5, 6, 7. And yeah, these can't be 7, these can't be 4. Okay, if this is 4, 5, 6, 7, this is 2. No, never mind. I don't have anything there. This is starting to get real messy, though. Like, what is this allowed to be? We've used our 1 and our 2. Actually, so we've used our 1 and our 2. Let's just get rid of them up here. Now we're working with 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4 has to appear. Oh, is it the same as this here? Do we need to have 4 different squares down here? Yeah, we do. We need 4, 5, 6, and 7 to show up down here. And we don't know exactly how the cage works. Now, this starts to get a little constrained, right? We need 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. And you can see we've already used 4, 7, and 6 here. So 5, first of all, only one of these 2 spots is a cage. And it is a 5. That's what we know. Now, we can't say for sure that it extends here, right? Like it could extend here like this, or it could extend like this. And also, I think I can draw that as well. You can see how close we are to breaking this whole thing open. Like the 5, 6s are here. Oh, I wonder if it's this gray line. We know that it's coming down like this. We don't know if it turns. Yeah, the problem is, like, this could be 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 9, 7. Oh, ooh. We know that this cannot ascend in this direction. Sorry, you can't even really see. The bulb cannot start here. This cannot be 8 and then go up. 9, 10, that's not possible. That means we have to start down here. And if we're starting down here, that means this cannot be 7. Because this cannot be 7 and then 8 and then 9. Because 8 can't go here. So actually, this is not 7. And if that's not 7, this must be 7. Did you see the logic of that? That was so cool. Marty Sears is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. This is a 7. Wow. That is absolutely wild. And this has to be a 7 as well. That is so cool. Okay. Let's get rid of our lines here. And then again, the line does indeed continue. So this has to be an 8 and a 9. And then this has to be a 1. And now our 8s and 9s are going to blow up a little bit in a good way. That was so cool. Wow. Okay, we also know that this is does this have to be 3? Yeah, I think this has to be 3. Okay, now we know that this is extending out this way, which means this has to be the 5, according to our markers here. Oh, and then there's something consecutive here. Isn't that interesting? Hold on. So we know 4, 5, 6, and 7 have to show up. That means these are all 4, 5, 6, and 7. 5 has already showed up. This is 4, 6, 7. That means these have to be the 6, 7, because they're consecutive. Can't be 4, 6, or 4, 7. So this has to be 4. If these are 5 and 6, this has to be 4 or 7. And it can't be 7, because it sees that. So this has to be the 4. Wow. So cool. Okay, now how do we resolve these? What are these? 5 and 8? This is, I think the last bit here is this, right? Because we don't know if it's curving down or if it's just staying like this. I have to imagine that it curves. Like, just instinctually, it feels like it should curve. The problem is, even if it does curve, it kind of works anyway, right? This could be 1, 8, 9. Or this could be 6, 8, 9. So it's not really restricting anything in that way. We know these 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and it looks like all of that is answered for us. Yeah. Uh-oh, did I break the puzzle? Oh, no, okay, sorry. I just typed the wrong thing. There we go. I think we can delete this now because, yeah, our big cage is kind of gone. If we can trust our markings, this has to be a 1. Perfect. We have 2 spots left here, 5, 6, and 9. That means this has to be the 9. And that leaves us with 1 number here. That's a 3. Oh, that's not a 3. What is it? An 8. We got 2 digits here. I think it's just 2 and 3. Yep. Which is easy to resolve. We have 3 digits here. 1, 8, and 9. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're getting there. 3 and 9 up here. And what's left in this box? 5, 6, and 8. What's left here? 6 and 7. Which means this has to be what? 8. This is not 8. Therefore, this is 8. We're very close, aren't we? This is a 6, 8, 9 triple. That leaves us with 4 possible numbers here. 3, 4, 5, and 7. And a lot of work is done there for us already. 4 has to go in the top right. Oh boy, hold on a second. Did I do this wrong? Hold on, it can't be 1 or 2. 3 or 4. Oopsie. Hold on. 3 or 4. Oh, it can be 5. Can't be 6, 7. Okay, I missed a number there. 3, 4, 5. Can't be 6, but it can be 7. There we go. Okay, I almost broke it. We're good. So these are 5, 7. That means this has to be 4. This has to be 3. Okay, there we go. We know it turns down now. But I still don't think that that is answering anything for us, is it? Because again, this could be 1, 8, 9. And this could be 6, 8, 9. Oh, but if this is 1, 8, 9, and this is 6, 8, 9, does this have to be 8? I think this has to be 8, doesn't it? Yeah, because this cannot be 9, and this cannot be 6. This has to be 8. Oh, I'm wrong. I did something wrong. Wait a second. Why can that... What am I missing here? I thought that had to be 8. It's turning down. So it can't be 9, right? Hold on. Is there any other logic that we can do here before I... No, I think this is the last clue. So wait a second here. Oh, this can be 1, 6, 8. Okay, don't be stupid. So I want to not use the logic that I just found out that this is 8. I want to figure out the logic of how we actually come to this conclusion. This can be 1, 6, and 8, but this cannot be 9. We know that much. This can never be 9. So it's either, 1, 8, 9, or I guess this can't be 8. 6, 8, 9, 1, 8, 9, 1, 6, 9. Those are all possible solutions. But if this is 1, 8, 9, then this is seeing both 1 and 9. And is that the only scenario in which this can be 8? No. This can be 6, 8, 9. And then this would be allowed to be 1. Yes. Man, there is some logic I'm missing here. Oh my god. This is brilliant. That is so sneaky. Wow. And it's in the name of the puzzle, the fourth killer. This is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so 4 yellow killer cages are hiding in the fog. That's what these rules say. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, the massive one that we worked on forever, right? It's all here. Where's the 4th hidden killer cage? It has to be here, in the 1 fog spot that's left. And it can't be a 9, because 9 would have to show up 9 times. This must be a 1. Wow, that is really something else. That is absolutely wild. Oops. Okay, well, I can finish up the rest of the puzzle here, I think, with some pretty basic filling in of remaining Sudoku digits. But yeah, I am pretty amazed by that. This is why I do Sudoku, you know? Like, even though it's a simple 2-star puzzle, apparently simple for other people, yeah, this took me a long time to do. You caught all 4 killers and you solved the puzzle. Wow. That was a lot of fun. Thank you to Marty Sears for setting this. Thanks to you for watching the video. And yeah, wow, really cool. Farewell.